So right now I'm about to pick up the cam angle sensor, so fingers crossed everything goes well and we can start the car when we get home. We got it, boys. Now it's time to go home and hopefully this works. Okay, Vanessa, it's a new year, it's new us. We're gonna leave all our problems back in 2018. We're gonna move forward to 2019, no problems. I'm not gonna be spray painting any dirt bikes this year, and you are not going to be having any motor problems this year. You agree? Okay, alright, let's start you up. No more motor problems. Oh my god, what the fuck? What is going on, guys? I hope you liked that little intro. It was fun to make. But anyways, it is 2019, Happy New Year, and I'm in a good mood because I believe I have found the issue with my 240. So after some troubleshooting, I discovered that the cam angle sensor as well as the injectors are losing power when I am pressing the start button. And I believe that is because they're on the same circuit as the start button, so I'm going to separate them to where they're two independent circuits so they have nothing to do with each other as far as power goes. And if it keeps the voltage at the cam angle sensor as well as the injectors, then in theory that should be the problem. So in order for us to do that, we have to get a power wire back here, and luckily we have one free slot right there on our fuse box. Okay, so now we temporarily have this wire going back to the fuse box. It's on its own separate circuit going to here, which is all the wires on the harness that need power. So we've got power on the ECU, it's turned on, we've got our fuel pump on and it's pumping. So as you can see, TPS works. When I open the throttle, when we crank it, we should be seeing stuff here on the ignition angle. There should be stuff going on there. So we're going to crank it right now and see what happens. So unfortunately that did not work, and that is with the new cam angle sensor, not the old one. So honestly, like, what the fuck. And I also had the wire going there. I did it straight from the battery and that still didn't change it, so not sure what's going on there. You know, maybe if I charge the battery that might fix it.
Two hours later.
Nope, didn't fix it. Okay, so I sort of just said fuck it and opened up the harness. So for one, this little guy isn't going anywhere, and that's not good because he comes off of here and that goes to coil pack number 1, and that is very important that this wire goes somewhere. So now I need to figure out where it's supposed to go because I don't see the matching wire on the ECU. Also, there were some plugs that I didn't know what were doing, so I saved them. Like this one was all wrapped up and good to go. And then the ends were already cut. So this wasn't even doing anything, even though, I mean, I don't know where it went to. Like, I don't know what plug that is there. So the plan is we're going to ground this wire that's coming off the harness on the 3-pin plug that we have no idea what it's doing. We're going to ground it because I believe it's supposed to be a ground. And then we're going to have power going to that wire for the air idle control valve. And then we're going to ground this wire because it's connected to these two grounds and it's not doing anything. And RBs really love grounds. You can tell by this box that they have here that's all grounds. There's like 20 in there. So we're going to get those 3 wires hooked up and then we're going to put it on the car and see what happens. All this wiring has been quite the bitch. So, a lot of disappointment tonight. Still don't know what's going on. I grounded those 2 wires and I added power to the air idle control valve. And I also found out that the boost controller was supplying 8 volts to the ECU. So I cut the wire for that, so that is out of the system now. It's out of circulation. The boost controller is no longer hooked up because I have power going to the boost controller and then from there it goes to the ECU. So I guess it's completing the circuit within the boost controller, and I'm not sure if it's supposed to be doing that right now, so we'll just add at a later date. Right now we're just trying to get the bitch to start. So after a lot of headache, I decided that, you know what, we gotta do this. Like, the options are very limited, and this seems like my best option, so we ordered a Wiring Specialties Pro harness for the RB, and hopefully, fingers crossed, that as soon as it shows up, we can get it all wired in, plug everything in, and then we are good to start. I really hope so. If not, I'm going to be very, very upset. At the time of making this, I ordered the harness yesterday, and also, I don't know if I mentioned this, but I did order the digital dash that is coming. That was ordered over the weekend. It hasn't shipped yet, but hopefully it'll be here soon. It says January 9th, but it says 4 through 9, so we might get lucky and it might show up this Friday, or it'll show up Wednesday, somewhere in there. It's gonna go with the stock cluster when, like, there's no other place to put it, really. Whew, but I am pumped. Like, the digital dash, like, it's gonna be badass. I'm just excited. If you follow me on Instagram, then you'll have already seen it and you already knew about this, but if you don't, definitely, it'll be in the description and at the end of the video. Up in the top corner, one of the corners, will be my Instagram. It's the same as the YouTube. But as far as the harness, we got the Pro harness with the LS coil pack harness because we do have LS2 coils, so we need that coil pack harness. It'll already be pre-wired. I shouldn't have to mess with anything, and it should be good. It's also coming with the transmission harness, which we don't even have. My speed sensor, my neutral switch, my reverse lights, all that's going to be hooked up, so that will be great. It'll be so much easier to hook up my reverse lights and my camera to there, because right now they're not hooked up to anything. The camera is. The camera's on a switch, but we'll throw it on the trans. Let it, so I don't have to hit the button every time, you know. And I'll still be able to scroll through the front and rear camera while driving. It's not a big deal. Yeah, and also it's going to have the injector plugs for me. I don't have stock injectors. I have 750cc injectors, in case you were wondering. And those injectors use the Bosch EV1 plugs, I believe is what they are. It's different from the stock ones. It looks similar, but the pin on the top that plugs into it is like slightly off-centered, or it is centered, and then the stock ones are off, something like that. It doesn't fit, so yeah, we had to order pigtails, and that was $40 on its own. So a little upset about that because the new harness was not cheap. But if it's gonna save me all this time, then why not? Let's just get it over with. Let's just start it. We need to get this fucker moving. So yeah, I mean, that's about all we can do right now. Unfortunately, I gotta end this video with bad news. That's, every 240 video so far has been ended with bad news, and I really hate that, so hopefully pretty soon we can have some good news with the 240. But for now, catch you guys next time, and then hit that subscribe button. Stay tuned for more content. We do have other things coming up, even though this is not running, so be on the lookout for that, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.